everyone. How are you doing? I hope your week was excellent. I hope your month was even better, and I hope your year is outstanding thus far. I am Pastor Keith. Welcome to the Sunrise, and welcome to our 5-minute Bible study. We enjoy doing this so much. What we do here with our 5-minute Bible study is we just give you something that you can hold on to, something that can help you, that can further you along in your walk with God, and we put it all the way down in 5 easy minutes. Also here at the Sunrise, I want to give a shout out, and I want you guys to check on over to our Sunrise Christian Fellowship page. It is SunriseChristianLV.org. On there, you're going to find our other Bible study that is run by Dr. Naida Parsons. She does from religion to relationship. When I tell you it is outstanding, when I tell you it is life-changing, when I tell you it's something unlike anything that you're going to find on the internet or anywhere else, it is all of those things. Trust me and believe me. Go over there and check out what she has to offer, what she's doing for you. It's all about getting yourself from religion to a true relationship of walking with God. It's going to bless you. This week, we're going to go back into our story with Joseph. We are talking about when winning feels like losing. Our boy Joseph is trying his best to win out here in these streets, and it seems like no matter how well he does, how much he tries to stay right, he just continues to find himself in hard situations. And so we want to talk about that because I believe some of us are sitting in that and can relate to it, myself included. So we're going to put 5 minutes on the clock right here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. God is ready for us, and so are we. So last week we talked about Joseph being in a situation with Potiphar. He's raised himself up. He's gotten himself up to a place of prominence, even though he was sold into slavery. He's made the best out of his situation. He's gotten himself into a good spot, and he's gained favor with his master, who is Potiphar. And yet here comes Potiphar's wife. Here comes evil. Here comes temptation. Here comes something. It's always something, right? It's always something that shows up to just mess us up when we got the ball rolling and it seems like things are going in our way. And she comes to Joseph and she tries to get him to sleep with her. Now, Joseph has unlimited access to everything of Potiphar's except for the one thing he's not supposed to have access to, which is his wife. And so Joseph does what is right. He denies her. He tells her no. He tells her no several times over, and to the point to where she throws herself all the way at Joseph, and Joseph has to run up out of there, leaving his cloak. So we're going to jump down to Genesis chapter 39, verse number 20. We're going to read about how this happens, and we're going to talk about a subtopic of I did what was right, and yet I lost. So in verse number 20, this is after Joseph has ran out of the house, getting away from this woman, Potiphar. It says, Joseph's master, after he found out what had happened between Potiphar, his wife, who lied on Joseph, and said that he tried to sleep with her and tried to attack her. This is what his master said. It said, verse 20, Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. And so here it is. Joseph did what he was supposed to do. He denied her. He denied her advances. He made sure he kept it. I mean, most people would have just, done what they did and kept it between him and Potiphar's wife. But Joseph held himself to a higher standard. He did what was correct. And what did he get for his efforts? What did he get for doing exactly what he was supposed to do? What did he get by showing honor and reverence to the man that had given him all this stuff? He gets thrown into prison. Our man gets thrown into prison for this. First slavery, now prison. Joseph is on this journey. God is trying to get him somewhere where he is going to get this ultimate victory. But on the way, Joseph keeps taking these L's. He keeps losing for doing what is right. Some of you know exactly how that feels. You did what was exactly the right thing to do. You told the truth. You acted correctly. You did everything that you were supposed to be doing, and you expected to be rewarded for it. I imagine that Joseph expected to be rewarded for doing what was right, and yet here it is. Instead, he got punished. Again, bringing in our Marvel example, which is Thanos from the Avengers, he says the hardest choices require the strongest wills. I need you to remember that on this week. As you are sitting in the situation you may be in because of the fact that you did right, because you did right, you behaved right, you acted right, and yet it put you at a disadvantage. I need you to remember that you are accountable to God, and His will is all that you should be concerned with, but it's not always easy. It's very difficult sometimes to continue to stay in the will of God. But Joseph did that even though he knew it was going to cost him something. He knew that it was going to be a situation that was going to come from him doing this, and he did what was right anyway. And yes, it did cost him his freedom all over again. Now he's thrown into the prison. Right? And so, again, I want you to pray on this week the same thing that we did last week. I want you to pray for God to strengthen your will. For him to strengthen your ability to stay in line with what He has given you and what He has told you about your life, no matter what it looks like. Again, a lot of times what we struggle with and what we don't realize is that we are on this journey with God. And I don't want you to mistake a rest stop for your final destination. Potiphar's house was just a rest stop for Joseph. He's going on to something bigger and better. Come find out what it is next week when we continue this series, When Winning Feels Like Losing, here with Joseph. We'll check you out next week.